and then I was on my electric scooter right here, and then I don't know where I hear a big bang.
We need to do CPR real quick.
Baby, wake up!
CPR.
Baby, wake up!
Is there anybody else in the house?
Somebody else in the house.
Ajike AJ Owens, a 35-year-old African-American woman, lived in Ocala, Florida. She was known by her neighbors as a happy and friendly individual who loved to maintain peace in her life. But on June 2nd, 2023, a disturbing incident took place in the neighborhood and claimed her life. Owens approached her neighbor Susan Lorinc's house to discuss and resolve a dispute between their children at the playground. But rather than sitting down and discussing it like adults, Susan pulled out her gun and fired at her. The police arrived there shortly. Bodycam footage collected from the officers showed the moments following the harrowing incident. Let's take a look at how it all unfolded on that day. On June 2nd, 2023, deputies from the Marion County Sheriff's Office rushed to the Ocala neighborhood and found a few people scattered outside the house. They helped them identify where the commotion had occurred. They looked panicked.
She said there's an old white lady.
Right here? You have your trauma bag? There is still someone with a gun.
She's inside.
Okay.
Where?
Yes,
Bro, where? Ex-military. She's in the house, bro. That apartment. Right here. This first apartment. I need like a 49.
Baby, wake up! Baby, wake up!
That was right there.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Baby, wake up! Baby, wake up! Baby, wake up!
We need to do CPR real quick.
Baby, wake up!
CPR.
Baby, wake up!
Let me see. Do we have any calls?
Officers arrived at the house and asked the woman, Susan, to come out. She complied, and one officer put handcuffs on her.
Sheriff's office, come outside with your hands up! This is the Marion County Sheriff's Office, come outside with your hands up! Show me your hands! Show me your hands! Turn around! Turn around! Where's your gun at? You got hands? You got hands? You're going to be detained. Is there anybody else in the house?
Somebody else in the house. Can I just get my
No,
gloves?
no, not right now. You're not under arrest, you're being detained.
Okay, I understand.
Come over here.
Wait, please close the door. I have two cats inside.
Hold
I
on.
don't want the cats to run out.
The neighbors were making noise outside the house as they witnessed Susan being whisked away by the officers. They put her inside their car.
Where's your brother? Go inside, London. Go inside. Come here. Come here. Come here.
The police bag? Green shoulder bag.
Here. Go assess the person down. Okay.
You're fucking done.
The officer then approached the wounded woman named Owens lying on the ground.
She's still with us.
Here. Move. She's got a pulse. Move. She does? Here. Yeah. She's got a pulse.
Where's the gunshot wound?
Here.
What did she sue her with? Here.
Probably like a 22 or something.
Oh my God.
She said she has a pulse.
No exit. Yes.
She's got pulse.
Very
She said
faint.
she's got
Very
pulse.
faint. Very faint. There's no exit.
Bro, this lady's been planning to do this for the longest time, bro. Cops on this fucking woman for fucking ever.
Oh my God.
I got it. Where's she shot at?
Right here.
Right here.
Chest. Right here. Right side of chest. Okay. There's no exit. I don't see a lot of blood. Yeah, I don't see the blood either. It's probably like a 22 or something.
I got her, baby. Get my stuff, London. Get my stuff.
Can you leave them or catch our medical bag?
They're in my house.
That's the mother right there. That's her mother right there. Hey, boss man, keep the light over here.
The officers were performing CPR on her and trying to find an exit wound. It was critical to save her life.
You guys are positive there was no exit wound? No, I checked it. I didn't see anything.
In the back for me.
Here. Let me roll her over. Yeah.
How long has she been down?
Maybe not even 20 minutes now.
I can feel her pulse. I can feel it. I felt it's very faint, but I feel it.
Yeah.
No exit wound.
No exit wound.
No. She has one small
It sounded like a 22 or something.
The officer then left Owens with the medics and entered Susan's house, but they didn't find anyone inside.
American.
Do any of y'all have crime scene tape?
Hey, there's a little boy by my car. He's the one that was the primary witness.
Okay.
She should have been in jail. She should have. Hey, get your ass in the house now.
Did you see him?
How you holding up, ma'am? Give me a second. She's gonna be in there a minute. Will you put her handcuffs in front?
Yeah.
One of the officers came to swap Susan's handcuffs, and she seemed really worried about her handcuffs.
Here, step out for me real quick. All right, I'm gonna move your handcuffs to the front, all right?
On the road, anyone has to get out.
Please lock my house.
We're gonna secure your house.
Okay.
All right, let me see your.
right.
Lay it together like you're praying.
Okay. All right. In my pocket is my keys for the house.
We'll grab those in a second, all right?
Yeah, because there's too much stuff in my. I don't want anybody to know the gun.
No one is gonna go inside, all right?
Okay. All right.
Are you-
Actually, I don't know where my keys are. Shit.
All right, that's fine. We'll figure it out, all right?
The officers then approached the neighbors and asked them what happened and why Susan fired at Owens.
I can tell you what I heard. Shit. Okay. The kids were playing outside earlier, right? In his yard. And what? Yes, ma'am. And one of the little kids, he left his iPad on the ground. And I guess the old white lady that shot the lady, she grabbed his iPad and she threw a roller skate at him. And he went, or she came out with an umbrella too and was trying to swing at him or some shit like that. Okay. And then
Is that what you heard or is that what you saw?
that's what I heard.
Okay, well, let's just focus on what you saw.
And the only thing I heard was her knocking on the door pretty loud, right?
Who was knocking on the door?
The lady that got shot, right?
She was knocking on the other lady's door.
Yeah, like to see what had went between the two kids, you know, like
Wait,
between her and
did
the
you see
kids.
anything or you just
You gotta talk to the
anything?
kids. You gotta talk to the kids. You gotta talk to the little kid and the older one.
Okay.
But all I heard was knocking and then a gunshot. That's it. No fighting, none of that.
But you didn't actually see anything?
No, sir.
No? Okay. All right. Thanks, my man. Stay around in the area. If we need you, we'll let you know, all right?
The officer then approached one of the children who was there when the bullet was fired. He seemed panicked, and the officer calmed him before asking a few personal questions.
All right, first,
Here, give me this. It's okay, relax. Nothing happened. You're good.
what's your name? How many do you need? It's all right. You can take a deep breath. Take as long as you need. Truth and a lie?
Yeah.
What's the difference between a truth and a lie?
One's right and one's wrong.
Okay, so if I said that my uniform is the color blue, is that true or is that a lie?
It's a lie.
If I said that the sky is blue, is that truth or a lie?
It's the truth.
Okay. When you tell me how like you start your day. Like when you wake up in the morning, what is your routine?
When I wake in the morning,
Yeah.
I either take out my dogs or
Okay.
eat breakfast, or I go outside to see if anybody's outside so I can play with them.
Okay. What about? Okay, so you have like a morning routine that you have. All right. So tell me what you saw here tonight.
I didn't see much. We were playing around. I was on my electric scooter,
Okay.
and then my friend's mom got mad. My friend's mom got mad at the lady because she took something. I don't know.
Your friend's mom
Yeah,
is which one was your friend's mom?
my friend's mom was right there.
The one laying on the ground.
The one that was laying on the ground.
Okay. So that was your friend's mom. She got mad because the other lady had taken an iPad.
Yes.
Okay. So what happened?
And
after
she
that?
gave it back.
The other lady gave it back.
Yes, and then my friend's mom, she came and banged on the door, her window.
Okay.
That she banged on that, and then the door.
Okay.
And then I was on my electric scooter right here, and then I don't know where I hear a big bang.
Okay.
I was running.
Did you actually see anybody with any kind of gun, anything like that, or did you just hear?
I just hear
Okay. What did you see after that?
I don't know, I came outside and I saw my friend's mom on the ground.
Okay. Good job.
The child's father was right there, and he gave his own version of the story.
I mean, it's just my kid who went into the house.
Okay.
He was all panicking and scared. I'm like, whoa, what happened?
Yeah.
You know, I see him all. So, no, well, he was having a hard time explaining.
Yeah.
I'm like, what happened? I mean, I heard before that, I heard something like a 22.
Yeah.
That went off. And I'm like, I mean, obviously, I know when I hear it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, I mean, when he said that, I put 1 and 2 together. I'm like, whoa, let me see. So I'm walking out. I see everyone going crazy. The kids crying over there.
Started to say, get everybody's information. Do not do interviews. Major crimes going to do the interviews, okay? So just gather get all his information, his son's information.
I already got it all.
The officer then went to Susan to get her initial statement.
What is your first name?
Susan.
S-U-S-A-N?
Correct.
Middle name?
Louise. L-O-U-I-S-E.
L-O-U-I-S-E?
Yes.
What's your last name?
Lawrence. L-O-R-I-N. C as in cat, Z as in zebra.
L-O-R-I-N-C-Z? That's correct?
The officers gathered to discuss the details of the case, and then they got into their cars and left the area. The footage ended there. Owens succumbed to her injuries and passed away. Officers charged Susan with first-degree manslaughter, punishable by up to 30 years in prison, if convicted. She was also charged with culpable negligence, battery, and 2 counts of assault. As the investigation rolled forward, officers discovered that Susan had long been bothered by the neighborhood children and didn't like them playing in her yard. She had a migraine, and the kids shouting made it worse. She was also working on a dissertation, and her concentration was constantly being hampered because of those kids. Bodycam footage collected from the sheriff's office showed her complaining to the officers. This was one of the 7 complaints she'd lodged between February 2022 and April 2023.
Why are they on private property that they have no means? I mean, they don't rent here.
Well, if those people aren't complaining, I can't kick them off that property.
Well, then I'll send a cease and desist letter to them.
Okay.
My lawyers will do it.
Well, I mean, as long as they're not on your property, I mean, they can pretty much play wherever they want to play.
I don't want to be intimidated by them screaming and yelling at me, telling me I'm a calling me Karen. They're calling me names.
When deputies asked her to inform them the next time the kids bothered them, Susan told them she didn't want the kids' parents to call her ridiculous and dismiss her concerns. Meanwhile, Owens's friends and family held a vigil for her and claimed justice for the deceased woman.
Right now, the Ocala community working to turn grief into action. Loved ones held a vigil on Wednesday evening in Ocala. They're asking for prosecutors to upgrade the charges for Lorincz from manslaughter to second-degree murder.
Because I get to hold them at night. I get to hear the tears, okay? I get to hear the stories of what they've gone through, and no one can ever imagine what is happening to them.
And a few days later, the Ocala community arranged and attended Owens' funeral.
I shall see his face when it's all over.
That he loves our people and he loves our children. He is bold, he is fearless, he's courageous, he's energetic, he's been born again.
And we exist to do the work of our Heavenly Father, which includes loving and serving our community. This is a house of love. This is a house of peace. This is a house of healing. After this tragic event, we were approached by the family to see if we could open our venue for this service. And we said yes.
Susan made an appearance in court for her preliminary hearing a few days after the incident. Owens' family and attorney Ben Crumps claimed to upgrade her charges because they believed that's what she deserved.
That's right. This family says that they're grateful for an arrest, but they really feel like these charges should be upgraded to murder charges. Now, deputies accuse Lorincz of shooting Owens from behind her front door when Owens confronted her about hitting one of her children with escape. They say this case does not fall within the parameters of Florida's stand your ground law. Owens' family says her 12-year-old son tried giving her CPR, and her 9-year-old son saw it all play.
It's all been taken away for the senseless act of this woman shooting and killing their mother. Her kids were everything to her, and that's all been ripped away from her.
I know from the family's standpoint, they want to make sure that she is charged to the fullest extent of the law for what she took from them.
Some calls from the suspect, the victims, and the neighbors made to 911 were recorded and presented at the court. Susan called 911 to report that she'd fired at someone out of self-defense. A neighbor called to report the firing, and another called to report Susan.
The woman was screaming and yelling and she was trying to break down my door. I didn't know what to do. I grabbed my gun and I shot at the door.
We just heard a gunshot and we see his mom's laying in the grass, but nobody wants to go over there and we ain't trying to get shot. She's in front of the lady's house. She was knocking on her door. Okay. Hey, it's the old lady that always calls the cops over here.
In court, prosecutors argued that Susan should be held without bond, and if not, she should be sentenced appropriately. The defense attorneys asked for the opposite.
Ma'am, you've been charged with manslaughter with a firearm, culpable negligence, 2 counts of assault, and battery.
The fact that she has no job and no property kind of limits her ties to this community. So we're asking that, at least for the time being, she remain on no bond status.
Okay, but again, she's entitled to a bond, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived in Marion County?
About 15 years.
A Marion County sheriff spoke to the reporters and claimed that it was Susan who was harassing the children.
Truth is, our shooter harassed the children. That's what everything we have indicates.
Dr. David Thomas, a professor of forensic studies and former police officer, argued that Susan should be on a bond because she wasn't facing a murder charge. He also said that before labeling it as a hate crime, interrogating the children could shed light on who harassed whom.
Because it's not a light felony, because it's manslaughter. Had it been first-degree murder or sexual battery or, one of those that rise to that level. Oftentimes, how you classify a hate crime or how it just moves from like a simple assault or a simple battery is what the person says at the time that they are engaged in the incident.
Considering the details of the case, Susan was initially held on a $150,000 bond. But Owens' family was not happy with the decision.
Well, we're pleased, but we're not satisfied. Certainly, we would have loved a bond set that's something that was commensurate with the act. Usually on a first-degree charge, there's usually no bond, especially when the act is made with a gun. We just want to make sure we convey that to the family, get that back to them, and that's pretty much how we feel.
On June 27th, the court announced that Susan wouldn't get a murder charge, and her existing charges would remain. The local African-American community gathered at the courthouse to protest the decision because they believed murder charges should be placed for taking someone's life.
After yesterday's announcement, people supporting Owens' family gathered outside of the courthouse to protest the decision.
It sends a message to the people of Ocala that the justice system in Ocala don't care about you.
You have to have a penalty, you have to have adequate consequences, or it's going to be something that continues to happen.
In July 2023, Susan pleaded not guilty. The case had been pending since. In January 2024, she requested to expedite her trial because she feared losing her life in jail.
Today, she appeared in court in a yellow jumpsuit, and this hearing was called because Lorincz wrote a letter to the judge. And in that letter, Lorincz said she wanted to exercise her right to a speedy trial, something she waived before. However, the judge said the request wasn't valid because she didn't properly go through her attorney to file a formal motion.
The reason why I was asking for a speedy trial is I'm not getting care in jail. I'm running blood pressures of 200 over 100, and I'm just afraid I'm going to die because they're not caring for me at all.
The judge told Lorincz to take those issues up with the sheriff's office and the jail, and to circle back to see if she actually wanted to formally file a request for a speedy trial. As of June 2024, the case is still pending in court. What did you think of this case? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel.